Well, hello, crafty friends, and welcome. I'm Sherri, and this is my studio, and we are in a 24 days of making Christmas card sprint here. And I'm telling you, I am learning lots, and I'm so glad you're here for the journey as well. So today I am going to show you a video where I make an extremely simple card that happens to also be very meaningful. But before I show you that card, let me tell you about how this meaningful card came to be in a series of really important cards that I've made for myself to gift to friends this Christmas. So on Instagram, which I'm sure lots of you are on, maybe you even found me from there. There was a woman named Sarah who is very crafty and also, I believe, lives on a beautiful farm, which if you know me, you know is near and dear to my heart. And I saw that she was having an Instagram hop that she was inviting other crafters to be part of. The theme of the hop was keeping Christ in Christmas. Now, as a woman of faith, that's a really easy thing for me to do. I just made a video recently about Santa Claus, so it's not like I don't have a whole scope and spectrum of things that I love about Christmas. But obviously, Christ in Christmas, the reason for the season, and all those wonderful things you can think of, it attracted me to Sarah's blog, and I asked if I could be one of the stops on the hop, and she said yes and welcomed me. I've made so many friends. In fact, if you're from the hop and you're watching, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. The theme here is to make sure that you've got a card that is sort of demonstrating your thoughts of keeping Christ in Christmas. So I used these carolers and Hark the Herald Angels as my first one in with some ink blending there. That was the first one. The next one that I did, a little more elaborate, I did a 6x6 and it's got some nice gold touches on it. You can see the shine there as well. These pine cones, I may do an entire video just on these pine cones. They are so beautiful. Again, nice touches on the inside. On the outside, this side, let Earth receive her king. The next one that I did was with stickers that I got from Paper Crafters Workshop. Thanks to Darlene pointing them out to me. I'd never seen them before. They're basically a sticker on a cardstock already. And so this one was all is calm, all is bright, and it's got sort of a Mary and Joseph theme to it. And then on the super simple side of things, Peace on Earth is what I did last week with a little bit of embellishments here, but inside, get a load of that holographic paper that I used with a nice sentiment with the North Star inside the card. So those were a few that I was inspired to make throughout the coming weeks. Well, this week it's in Advent, the week of peace, which is most churches use a purple candle to show that in their Advent wreath. And again, music means a lot to me. So I decided to go with a stamp that I actually got in I think a garage sale find, and the stamp has the lyrics to Joy to the World. And so on the front of the card is the stamp. You'll see me make a couple of them. There's a few embellishments, and then inside as well, a little bit more of that swooping star feeling. I used some bronze paper here for the star as well and layered this up again in a 6x6. So there's a little bit that maybe you didn't know about me, or maybe that's how you do know me because you came over from the hop, in which case I appreciate all of your love, your likes, your shares, your comments, and I thank you for being here today, guys. So without further ado, let's get Christmas creating. So this was the first time I was using this stamp, and I had in my mind that I would do a couple of them because when there's that many little words on a stamp, I feel like you're going to smudge some of them. So what I'm doing is giving myself a bit of an insurance policy by getting a few of these made. And I think I changed colors too. I was using navy. I also used some Versamark. Yep, there's the Versamark. And what I was doing was getting the inside ready for this particular one. So kind of like creating the scene. Then I go to ink this up. That little Merry Christmas sentiment was giving me some grief. So I started with my swirls, then I went to my sentiment, and here I am trying the Merry Christmas again, but it just doesn't work. So sometimes, friends, you got to quit while you're ahead. So I moved that all aside and got ready to cut out the sentiments that I had that were going on the front. A little bit of tape, another insurance policy for me there, and I go ahead and do a couple of these that I felt were a really nice, good, crisp image, and then decide which one to use when I'm there. One seemed a little darker than the other, but both were really beautiful. Now I'm taking the front masked piece to cut out that larger star so that my smaller sentiment can nest in it. Let's use my score buddy because I do in every video, putting the inside into that sort of tanny taupey paper that matched beautifully with the bronze glitter. For a second, I think about doing the reverse of what I was doing, which could be another card for another day. But instead, I go ahead and use my glue press to get the glitter paper down, which is quite heavy and firm, so I used glue. Then I had a bit of a tape malfunction, got that all sorted out to get the blue layer on, and then used double-sided foam on the star that I chose to use. So there's our front, looking good. Think about that back for a second and stop myself before I go too far. But of course, every star needs some shine. So here's a little extra bling. I love these pink fresh gems that they have. This one is in champagne, and they're like clear glitter on a foil type background they make somehow. That is just gorgeous. It catches the light beautifully. So I'm putting an odd number of them down just on one side of the card, and here's how they turned out. Being part of this hop has been wonderful for me. It's really kind of extended my learning and made things really a lot of fun. Come back tomorrow for some more creating Christmas card fun.